Hi everyone, my name is Terry and welcome to Friday Fact Day, where I get to tell you about my work in fitness, feminism, and philosophy. And today's fact is long, lean dancer muscles or ballerina muscles aren't really a fitness thing. What we're really looking at here is a difference in the exercise science versus the exercise marketing. And I'm going to break that down for you right now. This is a issue that actually came up in the research that I've been doing for the last few years, that this is something clients are requesting of trainers more and more. And certainly if you search around, if you check around Google or even here on YouTube or other social media platforms, promising you long, lean muscles like a dancer is something that a lot of programs are using in order to entice you to buy their program. The problem is that that's marketing, it's not education. And then we have to kind of walk that back a little bit once you're in the classroom or in the gym. The fact of the matter is you're not going to get long, lean muscles unless you have long bones to begin with. We have three types of muscle in our bodies. There's cardiac, smooth, and skeletal. And as you can guess from the names, skeletal is the one that we deal with when we talk about exercise and fitness activities, because it's the one that's voluntary. It's the one that we move by choice. Every piece of skeletal muscle attaches via a tendon somewhere to a piece of bone. There's usually what we call an insertion point and an origin point. Those muscles can only be as long as the bones themselves. So if you're a short person like I am with a short skeleton, you're not going to lengthen your limbs or your muscles attached to them by doing any particular type of exercise. Now, the other thing, and I'm sorry if this is too pedantic, but I have to bring it up, is that muscle, by definition, is lean. That's what muscle is. It's your lean body mass. So saying getting lean muscle is redundant. It's kind of like saying the ATM machine or, the PIN number, those kinds of things where you're repeating a word. It is lean by definition. What people really are saying when they say they want lean muscle is they want to lose the body fat over it, so the muscle's a little bit visible, but at the same time, they don't want to go so far that they look bulky. And I've already done a video about bulk and particularly about gender responses to bulk, so I'm going to put that in a link in the box below so you can have a look at that later. The same gender phenomenon is playing out here in that it is almost always, not entirely, but nearly always women who say they don't want to get bulky and who also say, I want long, lean muscles like a ballerina. In addition to the bulk issue, I want to pick apart the language around dancer and ballerina just a little bit. And the first thing is a little bit of a rant. Speaking as somebody who has a long history of dance, I want to be very clear, not all dance is ballet. And a lot of people use the term ballerina and dancer interchangeably. But yeah, every ballerina is a dancer, but not every dancer is a ballerina. Plenty of other dance types out there that don't require that particularly infamous body type in order to participate, and certainly not to become a professional. I've studied tap, I've studied jazz, I've studied ballet, yeah, even on pointe shoes, even with my body type. And I studied for quite a few years Oriental dance, or you may know it better in English as belly dance. And those are all completely different body types. And even within that, those body types are for the professionals. They're not for those of us that are out there having fun, getting some exercise, learning an art form for our own enjoyment as a hobby. The second thing to consider about the language, and particularly around the term ballerina, is that it's one of the few things that for the last several decades has been socially acceptable for girls to do as far as forms of physical activity go. When I was growing up, there was no hockey, and maybe occasionally there was a few baseball opportunities for girls. We didn't have soccer where I grew up. There was really very little you could do, and our schools didn't have big programs. So you really were limited to whatever was offered in the community. So a lot of people, a lot of young women studied ballet at some point. That was not a pun, by the way. That wasn't a ballet pun. I didn't mean to say point. Oh, never mind. A lot of what is feminine about bodily comportment, about those feminine ways of moving, come from things like ballet training that so many of us had, even just a taste of from early childhood. We've still got some of those skills in our bodies. Muscle memory, it lasts. So I think for a lot of women or feminine identifying persons or non-binary persons, the idea of having that ballerina look is something that feels a little bit comfortable and socially acceptable, more so than perhaps other looks that could come from other types of fitness activities. So here's the thing, and sometimes people don't like me saying this, but I'm going to say it anyway. Everything is resistance training and strength training for your muscles. When you're moving your skeletal muscles, you are training them for strength. How much muscular hypertrophy you get, in other words, how much visible muscle gain you get, is a matter of several things. It's a matter of how much body fat you have covering that space. It's genetics. It's your current hormonal situation, which, depending on your gender and your age, can fluctuate throughout time. And it's how much work you put in. So yeah, you can have lean muscles. Yeah, you can do dance workouts and get a mild amount of muscular hypertrophy that makes you look toned but not bulky. If that's the aesthetic you're going for, yes. But you can't get longer muscles by doing a ballet-based workout or a Pilates-style workout. Your muscles are going to be the same length as your bones, and that's it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm so glad you could come back and join me again for another Friday Fact Day. Please enter your comments and ask your questions down below, because as I'm doing more of these, people are asking me questions, but go ahead and pop them in there so other people see what's being asked, and maybe we can start some conversations about all kinds of cool fitness information and how it intersects with gender and philosophy. And before I sign off, my tank tops from my merch store have finally arrived. I know that's backwards, but I'm filming solo here, so just arrived. I haven't even taken the labels off them yet. So go ahead, have a look in my links below and check out my merch store. And as I always say, lift heavy, fight the patriarchy, and I'll see you next week. Bye.